I want to introduce a professional tool. This indicator helps you with zero volume gaps, bullish and bearish imbalances, and it gives you multi-section delta panel to show aggregated bullish and bearish pressure for vertical regions on the chart. By the help of these components, it helps you with market inefficiencies, displacement zones, and fair value gaps that the price is likely to revisit and fill. So altogether, this advanced indicator is a market structure and order flow visualizer that helps you to know where the market traded and where not traded, and it shows accumulated bullish and bearish pressure in different price ranges, making it an ideal indicator to be used in SMC method of trading, price action trading, or even with other indicators to effectively analyze the market structure and identify the significant levels of the market that may play for the future price action. I will teach you how you can interpret this indicator and use it in your trading strategy, so make sure you watch this video until the end and let's get started. But before I add the indicator, if you like my contents, please support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Alright, to add this amazing indicator to our chart, here we click on indicators and we search volume gaps and imbalances, which is written by Zierman. Alright, this is the indicator, and as you can see, it is added here on the right side of the chart. At first, it may look like a volume profile indicator, but that is not all, and we get more information from this indicator as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. First of all, similar to other volume profile indicators, we have horizontal segments here, which are associated with these price ranges, and they show traded volume in that price range, and it is shown separately for buying volume and selling volume. For example, for this price range, this horizontal bar is shown by two colors, orange and blue. Orange is related to selling volume and blue is related to buying volume. When we have a larger bearish segment, in other words, the orange color is broad, this shows that in that zone, we had high amount of selling volume. In other words, sellers had control. For example, here, when we check the history of the price action, we can clearly see that whenever the price got close to this range, the price got rejected and turned down. So for the future price action, we can say that this price range at this level can act as a resistance level, and turning of the price is expected to happen if the price reaches to around this level. On the other hand, when for a price range, the blue color is broad, that shows that in that price range, we had higher amount of buying volume. In other words, buyers had control. So for the future price action, we can say that this price range can act as a support level, and upside turning of the price is expected to happen when the price reaches to around this level. As I said, this part of this indicator is similar to other volume profile indicators, and it helps you with identifying the significant levels of the market where there was imbalances between bullish and bearish traded volume, which makes them a potential support level or resistance level. So you know on which levels of the price you may have reversal or continuation, and this can help you with your trading decisions regarding your entry, stop loss, and profit target. Alright, before I explain the next feature, which is related to zero volume gaps, I'm proud to announce that recently I published a book, The Art of Price Action Trading, which is a complete guide to price action analysis. The link is in the description and you can get it later if you want to master price action trading. Alright, now let me explain the zero volume gaps feature. Zero volume zones are regions where the price moved without traded volume, because the price moved so fast in that region that no trade actually happened in that price range. When there is this situation in the market, the indicator doesn't show any horizontal bar here, and on the price chart, that zone is highlighted like this. So without checking where we have empty bars here on the price chart, we know in which price ranges we have zero volume. These areas can act like a magnet and very probable to get filled in the retracements because liquidity never exchanged hands in these areas. Zero volume gaps are perfect match to be used with fair value gaps. For example, for this zero volume gap, you can see that we have also formation of a fair value gap, and you can see how the price retraced to this level and then perfectly bouncing from this level. Or another example here, for these zero volume gaps, there is also formation of a fair value gap. And here also you can see how the price retraced near to this zone and then falling of the price. Unlike identification of fair value gaps, which are actually based on candles, here the volume gaps identify the deeper and more structural inefficiency in terms of price ranges. So when they are used together and we have confluence of fair value gaps and zero volume gaps, it helps us to identify very significant levels in the market that can act as a potential resistance level or support level. Alright, now let me explain the delta panel that we have it here on the right side of the indicator. The delta panel shows where we have accumulation of market pressure, so we can understand if there was bullish flow, bearish flow, or neutral flow. The size and accordingly the percentages helps us to know if we had more bullish flow or more bearish flow in that price range. This is actually the difference between buying and selling volume in terms of the percentage of the total volume in each price range. When we have a strong positive delta, which is when they are green and showing high percentage, it shows that in that price range buyers had control and dominated the market. And when we have a strong negative delta, which is when they are red and showing high percentage, it tells us that in that price range, sellers had the control and dominated the market. For small percentages, they only tell us that they were slightly more active in that region, not very considerable. This information in the delta panel helps us to have a clear picture of the market pressure accumulation in different price ranges, and it will help us to know if there was a considerable imbalance in bullish and bearish pressure in the market. Please pay attention that here we are analyzing volume vertically in different price ranges, and for better and even more effective analysis, we need to also do it horizontally based on different time periods. One good match is volume delta, this one, which is written by Hap Harmonic, and this will help you to have an evaluation on buying and selling volume separately for each time period. Here we have a table that shows volume information for the current candle that is forming on the chart. As you can see, we have buying and selling volume separately, their percentages, and the total net volume until now for this candle that is forming on the chart. And for other candles, the information is here in the form of vertical bars similar to other volume indicators. But besides the total volume for each time period, the buying and selling volume is also shown in each bar. The blue color shows buying volume and the red color shows selling volume. So in each bar you have a measure on the amount of buying or selling volume separately. These information are also reflected on the candles, but here the dominant volume is the color of the candle. Two moving averages are also added to the chart, which in case you don't need them, you can remove them in the settings so your chart will not be cluttered by them. Alright, now by the help of this setup, you can analyze the volume in two perspectives. Vertically based on different price ranges and horizontally based on different time periods. And this will help you to effectively analyze the chart and find significant levels of the market based on traded volume. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and leave a comment for me. I'll answer your questions as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notifications of my new videos. See you guys in next video and good luck with your trading.